Without so much as a warning, life hangs in the balance. Human endeavor turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same. Ever. I'm Ron Pitts. Are you ready for some of the most furious destruction ever captured on tape? In Peru, dozens of barrels of volatile chemicals explode into fireballs over 13 stories high. And the test flight of a brand new military jet ends in a fiery runway crash. Get ready to be right in the middle of it all as things are destroyed in seconds. Lake Trouncy, Austria. Two-man crews from around the world are here to race their Class 1 boats at the World Offshore Powerboat Championships. These 5-ton vessels rip across the water at speeds of up to 145 miles per hour. They leave little in their wake, including other boats that make the mistake of getting too close.
Oh my word, that is massive!
In second place, the Australian boat tries to make a move on Norway's entry, but gets caught in its turbulent wash. The wash, known as a rooster tail, causes the Australians to lose control.
Not the place to be at 250 kilometers an hour. 5 tons of racing boat simply tossed into the air. The Australians crash. Oh my word, that is massive. They will, I'm sure, consider this the darkest hour in 10 years of competition at this level.
Thanks to their reinforced cockpit, the 2 men on board escape with only minor scratches. The Norwegians go on to win the 7.5-mile race. As for the Australians, their $1.4 million boat is a total loss.
And as crashes go, they come no bigger.
Phoenix, Arizona's 20-mile-long metro rail line opens December 27, 2008. The system connects the desert cities of Phoenix, Tempe, and Mesa. Nearly the entire length of the track runs parallel with street traffic. The result is havoc. Local drivers aren't used to sharing the road with the train. January 5th, 2009. Mesa resident Brandon Stovall and his girlfriend are in the process of moving. After the eastbound train passes, the crossing arm raises up. Brandon pulls onto the tracks, oblivious to the oncoming westbound train. Moving at 25 miles per hour, there's no way the train can stop in time. The train rips through the bed of the truck, sending furniture flying. The vehicle swings 180 degrees before coming to a stop. There's no movement inside the cab of the pickup. Bystanders check on the couple. Moments later, Brandon and his girlfriend are able to walk away, but their truck is destroyed. Brandon driven any slower, the collision could have been fatal. To help prevent further accidents, the Phoenix Metro has spent millions upgrading warning systems, adding curbs between trains and cars, and educating the public. The Willowbank Raceway in Queensland, Australia. As two dragsters take up position at the starting line, around the track, cameramen prepare to cover the action. But there's no way any cameraman can prepare for this. Both dragsters quickly exceed 160 miles per hour. Bellard wins the elimination round with Marsden close behind. But 100 feet past the finish line, Marsden's car begins to drift. It tips onto two wheels and fishtails into Bellard. Sparks fly as both cars scrape the metal barrier and nearly collide a second time. Marsden's car finally comes to a halt 150 feet further down the track. The cameraman who captures the crash on tape escapes injury.
Oh, well, it was just coming straight towards me, and I ran. And they were just heading down the sort of railing straight towards me, and there were sparks flying, and that's when I decided I should leave the area.
Marsden is able to walk away from the wreckage. It takes 3 years to rebuild his dragster. Bellard is momentarily knocked unconscious and suffers severe bruising. The only thing that's salvageable from his $40,000 dragster is the engine. Factory in Lima, Peru erupts in flames. The 3.5-acre facility holds hundreds of barrels containing highly flammable chemicals like toluene and methanol. If the barrels get too hot, they can burst open and trigger massive explosions. Firefighters from 35 departments battle the blaze. But low water pressure makes containing the inferno difficult. Toxic fumes seep into the air. 200 families from the surrounding neighborhoods are forced to evacuate. They grab whatever they can and flee to safety. Finally, the building housing the chemicals collapses, and one by one, the barrels start to explode. What remains of one burning barrel rockets through the night sky. Flames now reach more than 13 stories high. Pillars of black smoke climb nearly 500 feet. And temperatures exceed 1,000 degrees. All the firefighters can do now is watch the blaze until it burns itself out. By sunrise, nearly a third of the factory is a blackened ruin. Damages to the plant are estimated at over $1 million. Thankfully, no one is injured. Despite fears from local residents about such disasters, owners of the factory decide to rebuild on the same site. Colorado. A 10,000-foot-high snowmobiler's paradise in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. And the perfect location for a film crew to shoot footage of snowmobile freestyler Cody Schmidt. Cody has been honing his riding skills since his mid-teens and is considered one of the best in the field. As cameras roll, the 26-year-old combines speed with skill to nail jump after jump. But Cody's last jump of the day turns out to be one jump too many. Cody miscalculates his approach and hits the launch ramp going too fast. At the top of the 10-foot ramp, he hits his head on the handlebars and is forced to jump off, plunging 40 feet to the ground. Cody is able to stay clear of his 500-pound snowmobile, but he's seriously injured. Onlookers rush in to help the fallen rider. The crash causes Cody to break his back in 5 places. It takes Cody a year to recover, but he returns to ride again. His highly modified $10,000 snowmobile is totaled. It's one of the fastest and most powerful jets ever made, the McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom II. Produced between 1958 and 1979, the Phantom II can reach a top speed of Mach 2, or roughly 1,500 miles per hour. Before each jet is turned over to the U.S. military, it undergoes extensive testing. First on the ground, then in the air. In March of 1968, a brand new Phantom II takes off on its second test flight. Takes off with a civilian test pilot and a radar observer on board. The jet immediately enters a steep vertical climb. At 150 feet, it over-rotates. Both men eject. The plane stalls in an almost vertical position. Then, gravity takes hold of the roughly 51,000-pound fighter. Fire crews rush to the scene and douse the burning wreckage with foam. The Phantom II, worth roughly $10 million inflation-adjusted dollars, is completely destroyed. The 2 men walk away uninjured. Both are later cleared of responsibility in the crash. Its cause? A technician accidentally leaves a riveting tool inside the aft fuselage. The tool jams a control cable, causing the jet to climb on its own and crash. The Oceano Dunes on the Central California coast is nature's playground for off-road enthusiasts. Wind gusts form massive dunes, which make perfect ramps for big-time stunts. A motocross team is shooting video of their riders getting air. A cameraman positions himself for the best possible angle at the worst possible time. Oh! Tracy races up the blind hill at 50 miles per hour. Just as he hits the crest of the dune, the cameraman unintentionally blocks his landing area. Tracy immediately jumps off the bike and flies 70 feet through the air. He slams into the dune and slides to an agonizing halt. Friends and teammates rush over. Tracy lays slumped on the sand. Unsure of his injuries, the crowd takes precautions. Minutes later, Tracy is up. He's uninjured, and his bike sustains only minor damage. Tracy said he decided to abort the jump once he saw the cameraman in his way. If the shooter had waited another second to move, the outcome would have been far worse. Trails of smoke escape from an historic landmark in Aurora, Nebraska. Inside, a dangerous fire is brewing. Local firefighters rush to the scene. Eager to save the more than 100-year-old structure, they vent the building by chopping a hole in the roof and breaking out windows. But the fire continues to spread. Next, firefighters try spraying the building with fire retardant foam, but the flames climb to the 4th floor. Making matters worse, temperatures outside reach 90 degrees. Heat exhaustion is now another threat to fire crews. Firefighters from 9 other departments are called in to help fight the blaze. The inferno grows stronger by the second. The blast is caused by a smoke explosion. Smoke explosions occur when highly flammable smoke is suddenly ignited. The blast emanates from the rear of the 3rd floor. The remaining windows shatter. Roof and west wall follow. Bricks and debris rain onto the street below. Luckily, no one is inside the building at the time of the blast. Of the 64 firefighters on hand, only 2 suffer minor injuries. The building next door sustains damage from falling rubble. 2 teenagers are charged with starting the initial fire. After being declared a total loss, the building is leveled. All that sits on this site now is an empty lot. I'm Ron Pitts, and we'll see you next time on Destroyed in Seconds.